What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to Saturday's Anfield Agenda News Roundup. In this video, we're going to be talking about Somerville, Alan Varela, Bryan and Mbeumo, and a couple of other bits and pieces. So you know the drill. I'm going to talk for a few minutes, but we want to know your thoughts. So let us know in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, and I hope that you've already hit that subscribe button. Before I get started, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who came to see us last night at the Limelight in Belfast. The venue were absolutely awesome as well. All the staff were so polite and friendly, helped us through the night, and we really enjoyed our visit up to Belfast. So thank you to everyone that came out. And just a reminder, we've only got 2 more live shows left to go. We're going to be over in Cardiff and in Liverpool on August the 2nd and 4th, and you can get a link for those tickets either by scanning that QR code on the screen or going into the link in the description. So let's get into it. Bryan and Mbeumo is a topic that has come up over the past day or two. The Evening Standard ran a story, and a couple of other outlets as well have said that Brentford's Bryan and Mbeumo is on Liverpool's transfer radar, and he wants to play in the biggest and best competitions in the world. Now on this, actually, it's kind of interesting. When we talk about Mbeumo, I don't know why, but I always assumed he was like 26, 27. He's actually only 24 years of age. Many of you guys have suggested Mbeumo was a bit of a left field show should we need to bring in another forward. The valuation, probably around £40 million, maybe a little bit more. At least Transfermarkt's valuation's €40 million. I'd imagine that Brentford would want a little bit more. But let me know in the comment section if you would be happy with Liverpool going out and signing Bryan and Mbeumo. He's a hard-working player. His goal return isn't as high as I would like it to be, although he has thrown in a good few assists. And he did step up for Brentford when Ivan Toney wasn't available. So, again, would you take Bryan and Mbeumo at Liverpool? Love to know your thoughts in the comment section. A bit of another strange one. Michael Edwards has appointed a head of global goalkeeping, and unfortunately it isn't me. As he continues to improve Liverpool's strategy under the ownership of Fenway Sports, Hans Leitert is a former coach at Spurs and the author of The Art of Goalkeeping. So again, Liverpool looking to leave no stone unturned as they look to bring in every little edge that we can get to help our goalkeeping department as well, because obviously we've lost John Achterberg. I think Taffarel is still remaining at the club, but we have got a lot of change happening, and that's one more. Now, a little bit of a potential story for an outgoing. Ian Doyle of the Echo has written to say Barcelona are considered the front runners for Luis Diaz should a deal be in the offing. Now this confuses me because every single day there are stories about Luis Diaz departing, whether they're from the French side, the Spanish side, and now the English side. So in one breath we're being told that Luis Diaz isn't up for sale and Liverpool have no interest in selling him, and then these stories keep coming out about Barca being the front runners. So I get the feeling we're going to lose a forward this summer. Whether it's Mohamed Salah, whether it's Luis Diaz, that remains to be seen. Maybe it's even Darwin Núñez. But of all of them, as much as I do love Lucho, and I really do, I think he's probably the easiest to replace. So let's see what happens there. Main thing with Barcelona is they have to be able to come up with the money, and so far they haven't. Another story that is gathering a little bit of pace. People at the live show last night will have heard my version of events, that I still think Ederson from Atalanta is probably one of the front runners for the anchoring role in midfield. But another name has come to the fore, and that is Alan Varela of Porto. A couple of outlets today have reported on this. One to say that Liverpool intensify their contracts for Alan Varela, one of the objectives for the Reds this summer. He has a 70 million clause, and Boca Juniors, where he came from before he went to Porto, has a sell-on percentage on the player as well. He will go and play in the Olympic Games with Argentina, so I don't know if that will put the kibosh on a move or not. Obviously, there was the Copa America as well, and he's going to the Olympics. So if anybody signs him, they're going to get somebody who's not going to have had much of a rest over this summer. Liverpool.com have also written on this story to say Liverpool transfer chief Richard Hughes to open talks for the next Javier Mascherano. And this again is around Alan Varela. This piece say Liverpool could be in the market for a new midfielder this summer and could lean in the direction of Porto midfielder dubbed the next Javier Mascherano. For me, I would personally still prefer Ederson from Atalanta, but this is, I think, the second summer in a row I remember us being linked with Varela. I'm going to be honest and say I haven't watched all that much of him playing for Argentina or for Porto, so really would love to know some of your thoughts on this in the comment section. Do you see 70 million as good value, or do you think maybe a little bit over the top? I guess if he's the right player, it doesn't really matter to us fans, right? As long as we get the player that we want in. Now, there's a little bit on Sepp Vandenberg that I was going to do tonight, but I need a little bit more time on it, so I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, particularly around Sepp Vandenberg's statements about not being happy with his treatment from Liverpool Football Club. So I will be recording another video tomorrow afternoon, and I'll go into the Sepp Vandenberg situation in a little bit more detail. Now, another story that just won't go away is, well, actually, do you know what? For a second, I'm going to go off tilt a little bit. Fabrizio Romano, not 10 minutes ago, has posted to say that Tosin Adebayo of Fulham is pretty much going to Chelsea. He's even given it the here we go. Free transfer. Will that see them maybe free up Levi Colwill for sale? Or are they just looking to get some bodies in? Obviously, they've lost some centre-backs over the course of the summer. Will they look to bring in more? Or is this just a monetary problem for Todd Bowley? Adebayo available on a free. Yeah, so let me know what you think about this one. If Levi Colwill's available, I would definitely love Liverpool to be in that conversation. But with Thiago Silva having departed Chelsea, maybe they're just looking to stack up in that department. So the last thing that I have for you guys is again involving Liverpool and Chelsea. This time again, Fabrizio Romano, who is kind of contradicting other reports, and it's around Liverpool and Chelsea's interest in Crescencio Somerville. Lots of stuff over the last few days have said that Liverpool have stepped away, but Fabrizio Romano does not believe that to be the case. He said, just in, Liverpool and Chelsea are showing concrete interest in Somerville and have been monitoring the player. Talks are expected to kick off soon. So a couple of things on this one. I don't know all that much about Somerville. He doesn't excite me that much either, if I'm being honest with you. I would like the idea of Elise. But last night at the show was really surprising when we spoke about wide players and who people would like to see brought in. Elise wasn't really doing it. His injury concerns in the room last night at the live show were the main factor for people saying that they would steer clear. So I'd love to know if you guys agree or disagree. Obviously that was just a sample size last night, but genuinely not one person in the room put their hand up for Elise when we were talking about potentially bringing in a wide forward. That concern was his injury. There wasn't too many shouts for Crescencio Somerville either, so maybe people just have their heart set in different areas of the pitch. But I would like to know, one, do you believe Fabrizio Romano that Liverpool are still interested in Crescencio Somerville, or do you think maybe this is just the journalists being in contact with an agent trying to make the player get his move? And look, he will get a move away from Leeds, I'm sure, over the summer, but I don't know what to believe about Liverpool's interest. It has been held for a while, but 2 or 3 different outlets this week have said Liverpool have stepped away. So it is now over to you, my friends. Let me know your thoughts on all of these stories. Varela, Somerville, and most importantly, Mbeumo. I really would love to know your thoughts on that. If you're watching this early enough in the evening, it'll only be going out about 6:30. I will be live at 7:30 for a watch along of the Champions League final. And then tomorrow we'll have 2 videos coming out. The first one, will be a news video coming out at about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. And then the second one will be part 2 of the end of season player ratings. Thank you as always for giving up some of your time. I will catch up with you soon. Much love. Bye bye.